Hello everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by Docsity in partnership with the University of Liverpool. My name is Carolina, nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of Docsity. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in. We are going to wait a few minutes before starting to allow everyone to connect. And in the meantime, feel free to say hi on our chat here in Zoom, and please tell us where you're from since we are very curious. Okay, first of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us. And as you can see, I'm not alone today. I would like to thank our panelists for being here with us today. I want to introduce you all to Arif Hussain, the program director for the law course. Brian Cherry, the admissions advisor, and Tom Armitage, marketing executive. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. Together with them, we are going to explore the fully online and part-time international business law LLM, and we will learn more about its flexible structure, the core modules, the career opportunities, and how to navigate the admissions process. We will also learn more about the scholarships opportunities, discounts, and so on. So you'll also have the possibility to interrupt our speakers, of course, and ask all the questions you want. And talking about that, I'd like to remind you that after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask direct questions to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all of your questions in the Q&A section here in Zoom, and we'll go through them at the end of the webinar. Also, another important information for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by Docsity for this free masterclass, stay tuned because we will post a link to get the certificate at the end of the session. Okay, I think that we cannot waste any time. We are able to start now. Welcome again to those who just joined us. And without further ado, I'm now leaving the floor to our panelists for their interesting presentation. So enjoy and see you later.
Over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, sorry about that. Yeah, over to you,
Thank you very much. So welcome everyone. As Carolina has said, I'm Arif. I'm the program director for the law program in the University of Liverpool Online and Kaplan Open Learning. I'm gonna just begin with a brief introduction to the University of Liverpool. The University of Liverpool is the original red brick university founded in 1881. Also, the University of Liverpool is a founding member of a prestigious group called Russell Group Universities. Associated with 9 Nobel laureates, and each ranked the top 200 universities worldwide. We already have over 20,000 online graduates since the year 2000, and that's all programs and not just the law program. Network of 270,000 alumni in 187 countries. We were awarded the highest rating, gold, in the Teaching Excellence Framework, TEF, in 2023. And I can add that this morning we were notified that the University of Liverpool has been awarded gold in the New Times Higher Education Online Learning Ranking 2024. This is a worldwide ranking and the first attempt to measure excellence in the online learning on a global scale. Next slide, please. As you probably already heard, the programs in Liverpool Online are 100% online. They are postgraduate courses. We place a really important focus on peer learning, so there are a community of learners. You have when you join us, you will have access to a world-class, very interactive learning platform that will host all your learning materials and assessments and seminars. You can access this learning platform whether on your iPad, on your laptop, on any tablet, or on your phone. There will be high quality teaching and support. All our lecturers are well known in their fields. They are actively researching in their respective fields, and the support that you will receive, whether from student support, whether from the academic staff, is second to none. Next slide, please. So I'm going to introduce the international business law now. The law school in the University of Liverpool was established in 1892. It's one of the oldest university departments in the UK. The program is ideal for both those who are law graduates and non-law graduates, and looking to develop their knowledge, skills, and understanding of the legal sector. Next slide, please. The LLM International Business Law is an exciting opportunity to enhance your CV or experience in a new direction, or to extend your current experience in law by adding business perspective. This program is ideal if you are working in a national or international corporate setting or aim to work in one at a more senior level, as well as those involved in government or regulatory roles. This program provides you with strong disciplinary and critical analysis skills that are essential in modern business setting. The program accepts students from a range of disciplinary backgrounds, and previous academic experience in law is not required. Although we have many law graduates on the program, the syllabus is designed to ensure that they are catered to as well. Importantly, there is opportunity to enroll on shorter degrees, such as PG diploma, or PG certificate, or PG award. Next slide, please. The program starts with 2-week induction module. On conclusion of these 2 weeks, your first module will commence. Each module is 15 credits and is 8 weeks in length. Usually you will have 1 week break between finishing a module and the start date of the next one. Although there are some exceptions, and here I could cite the Christmas break, for instance. So the required modules in the program will start after you finish your induction, and the first one will be International Business Law, followed by a module designed to develop your critical thinking in law. So critical thinking, international business law, followed by international trade law, where you will explore the World Trade Organization, and then EU trade law, and then conflicts of laws in business and commerce. Finally, the last one of the required module is competition law. Next slide, please. At this point, you'll be able to tailor your LLM or PG diploma to suit your aspiration in regards of knowledge or future employment opportunities. You could choose 2 of the following optional modules: corporate governance, aspects of banking, intellectual property law, international sale of goods, or international financial crime. Upon successful completion of these 2 optional modules, you will have achieved your postgraduate diploma. For those of you who are studying the full LLM, International Business Law, you will have to undertake a research dissertation module worth of 60 credits and lasts for 40 weeks. Next slide, please. There are several methods of learning that we offer to you in this program. You will learn through what we call a lecturecast, and a lecturecast is a pre-recorded lecture with text, video, animation, and exercises. Each unit has its own reading list. The reading list is split to required and additional reading. Each resource has a link to the University of Liverpool Online library. Each module as well has 2 synchronous, so live seminars. Each seminar lasts for 2 hours. Usually these seminars sit in week 2 and week 7. In these seminars, you will participate with your fellow students and your faculty, your lecturer, to answer the seminar questions. But there's always a scope for your faculty to address the upcoming assessments or any questions that you might have. These seminars are recorded for those of you who could not join the live sessions. So there's no compulsory attendance, although we really encourage you to attend these seminars, but we do realize that this is a postgraduate part-time program, and we will make all the resources available for you to catch up with at a later time. Each unit has a formative activity or more than one formative activities. And formative activities are really important, and they range from open-ended questions, multiple choice questions, discussion forums, debates. These activities are fundamental to complete and enhance your understanding of the taught topic. After you click submit, you will receive automatic feedback illustrating the right answer and how to approach such questions in the future. Next slide, please. There are mixture of assessments across the programs, but very importantly, and I would like to say it from the beginning, there are no exams. None of the assessments that we use is in the form of an exam. So the assessments can be a discussion forum, a slide deck presentation, an individual reflective essay, individual essay, or critical analysis of a case study. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Aref. Hopefully you found that really interesting, and as you can see we've got a few questions already, but we'll pass over to Brian now, who will talk you through the admissions and enrolment process. Over to you, Brian.
Thanks, Tom. Hi, my name's Brian Cherry. I'm one of the admissions advisors with the University of Liverpool's online programmes, and what I'm going to do today is just talk you through a little bit about what you can expect from, well, now really, right up until when you're actually enrolled and commencing your studies. So, could I have the next slide, please, Tom? Okay, so what to expect from your application. Now you've expressed an interest in the programme. If you decide to apply, what we'll need to see from you is your application, which is a simple online form to complete, and some supporting documentation. Now those are photographic ID, something giving your full legal name, your photo, your date of birth, so that we can verify that the credentials you're presenting do actually belong to the person that's applying. An up-to-date CV, just giving us a bit of an idea of where you've been so far and how this will fit into your career progression. Copies of your educational certificates, and if those were not originally issued in English, then we will need translations, either issued by your university, or if they don't issue English translations, then translated by a professional translator. As long as they will attest to the translation, this will be fine. Now, we need a personal statement. Now, this is your chance to explain exactly your motivation for taking this course. And the things we're looking for is, what's your background so far, a little bit how that relates to the programme, what skills and knowledge you can bring to the programme, what makes you a good candidate for it, and why you've chosen to study online. Why is this the best option for you? Why is our LLM in particular the one that you've chosen to do? So we're looking for about 300 to 500 words, somewhere in the region of about 100 to 200 in each of those topics. And then for those who are not native speakers of English, we're looking for evidence of the English language proficiency, just that you can function at a postgraduate level with the level of reading and comprehension and production of work in English that we require. So the things we can look for that. If you have a degree from an English-speaking country, we don't require any further proof. If your degree was not from an English-speaking country but was entirely taught in English, we may be able to accept that under certain circumstances, but we will need evidence of that, either on the transcript as the medium of instruction or a separate statement from your university. Obviously, the large English language tests like IELTS and TOEFL, the Pearson test, we can accept those. The new Duolingo test we can also accept. And certain secondary school qualifications where the medium of instruction was English, we may be able to accept. If you have any doubts about it, please do get in touch with us and discuss your individual case. We'll be delighted to help. Okay, next slide, please, Tom. Okay, so what happens in the process? Well, you've already expressed an interest in the programme by coming to this webinar. You could also express interest by submitting an inquiry about it or contacting us via live chat or email or some other way. You'd be assigned to a personal admissions advisor, someone like me, and our job is basically there to be with you through that initial process, to advise you at all stages, to discuss with you any concerns you might have, to make sure that you have everything you need to make your decision and that this is the right course for you. Hopefully then you will apply to the programme. You apply directly to us, you don't have to go through UCAS or anything like that, and there is no charge for applying. The earliest you'd have to be anything is if we make you an offer and you decide to accept it, at which point your deposit will become payable. Up to that point, it's entirely free. So once you've made your application, we'll take a look at it. We'll see if we have all the information we need. If there's anything we'd like more clarification on, we'll contact you again about that. And then once we have everything we need, it'll be reviewed by admission staff and the Director of Study. And they'll be looking at a mixture of your academic qualifications, any professional qualifications you might have, and your work experience. And that's why the CV I mentioned earlier is important. So once we have reviewed that, hopefully we'll be able to make you an offer. And when we do, we'll send you all of the details you need for that, your study plan, a personalised payment plan, which will detail the costs to you, including any discounts and scholarships we're able to award. And then you'll be able to make up your mind in an informed fashion. If you decide to accept that, there's a simple online form to submit to say, yes, I want to accept, and then you'd have to pay your deposit. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? So here are the fees. So this is the standard fee before any fees and discounts. For the 180 credits of the International Business Law LLM programme, the standard fee this year would be £16,868. Okay, next slide, please. So some scholarships and funding are available. The full payment discount, this is for people who wish to pay their full fee up front before commencing their studies. They give you a 5% early payment discount, and that's a discount calculator off the net fee after any scholarships and discounts. Other things we have are the University of Liverpool offers an alumni discount. So if you've already got a degree from Liverpool, you may get a 10% discount on the tuition fees. For the January 2025 intake, there's also an executive scholarship. Now, this is an automatic grant for anyone who successfully applies to the January intake. There's no separate application process needed. We will add that to your payment plan, or sorry, we'll deduct that from your payment plan when we make you the offer. Now, for the January intake, there is also a regional scholarship band of 20% for students, primarily who are either UK resident or who are resident in African countries. And again, that's an automatic grant. Now, you're only able to get one scholarship and one discount. So we will grant whatever combination gets you the maximum possible money off your tuition fees. And that will all be there in your personalised payment plan, which would accompany an offer if we make you one. Okay, next slide, please. Right, so hopefully that's give you a little bit more of an insight into the application process. So I think we're now going over to the question session. Okay, Tom?
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the really interesting presentation and for all the information you gave to the students. I see here that we have so many questions so far. Keep writing in the Q&A box, and of course, keep making your questions, and the panelists are here to answer you. I don't know if you want to manage the Q&A, Thomas, or if you'd like to, or if you want that I read the questions for you, as you prefer.
Yeah, I'm happy to field the questions. So I'll come to you first, Aref. So someone has asked, how does the program blend legal expertise with business and financial sector insights?
That is actually a very good question. So the good thing about this program is that it doesn't just introduce you to the theory behind the legal set of rules or regulations or laws that govern a particular type of a business or business vehicle, let's say, but also equips you with practical knowledge and skills to navigate your way through it, and to actually choose what is the best business vehicle to complete a certain transaction. So for instance, most of your seminars and your formative activities, you are being more or less acting as an advisor of a legal advisor or a solicitor or an in-house legal expert that providing advice to a particular business on how to achieve the best result from a particular business vehicle. I hope this helps.
Thank you, Aref. And I'll stick with you as this question asks, is the program accredited and is it recognized globally?
The program, of course, is recognized globally because it's from the University of Liverpool. There is no accreditation for the law program, no.
Okay, thank you. I'll come over to you, Brian. This person has asked, sorry, what kind of support is available for balancing part-time studies with professional commitments? You're on mute, Brian, sorry.
Well, the program is designed for working professionals. We do take into account the fact that people will have very busy schedules for work and usually family commitments as well. However, there is a bare minimum of commitment that we would require from students, and that would be somewhere in the region of about 15 to 20 hours of study time per week. Obviously, the more familiar you are with the topic, the more you can reduce that. If you're coming new to a topic, you may find you need to do some more reading around it before you get to the key concepts. But providing you can submit your assignments on time, you're free to arrange those studies at times to suit you. So the assignments will usually be about three per module. And they will have their fixed deadlines. Provided you can meet those, you can juggle the workload to meet your time. It is possible to take study breaks of rather longer than the week Arif mentioned between modules. So if you do find that some large project at work is looming, then you can arrange to take that little bit of extra time there and resume your studies at a more convenient time. You would have up to 6 years from your original start date to complete all the requirements of the LLM.
Perfect, thank you. CRF's put his hand up there, so I imagine you want to add to Brian's answer.
But yes, just from an academic, because Brian really covered it from every angle. From academic point of view, all students should rest assured because the deadlines are on the platform from day one. You join the module, so you can see your assessment and you can see the deadline there.
Thank you. On to the next question. I'll stick with you, Aref. What networking opportunities does the university provide for online learners?
So you as an online learner, you are actually a student, a regular student in the University of Liverpool. Everything that an on-campus student has access to, you usually have access to. So if you follow the university's website, if there are online or face-to-face events that you would like to attend, you will surely have access to these events.
Perfect, thank you. I'll come over to you for the next question, Brian. Someone has asked if they are able to make the deposit and I assume subsequent payments in US dollars.
Unfortunately not. We are a UK-based university. All fees and so on are quoted in sterling. So you would be required to make the payment in sterling. If you wish to pay from a US dollar account, you will have to take into account the exchange rate for that. We do use a system called Flywire, who are an independent third-party payment system. It's used quite commonly by universities, healthcare sector in North America, Australia, certain parts of the Middle East. And they are there to provide full transparency of all the costs that are incurred in making your payments.
Perfect, thank you. Coming back to you, Aref, someone has asked, what are the career prospects for graduates, particularly in law firms or multinational corporations?
So, yeah, the course essentially is for those people who are either aspiring to work as a legal advisor or legal solicitor in an international company, where your experience and knowledge in international business law will be very important, especially when if you if you study the full LLM and you go to the dissertation where you will focus on a very particular area in international business law, and you will dig deep there, you will do rather a deep analysis, and you will come out with new findings sometimes. So the opportunities are there if you're working in an international business law firm or aspiring to work in one. If you work in a government regulatory kind of department, is also essential to you. So, and a lot of people who already work in a business organization, not necessarily a legal business organization, they aspire to kind of move up the ladder and attain kind of more senior positions.
Perfect, thank you. We did cover this in the presentation, but I'll just come back to you, Brian, as we've had quite a few questions about it, just regarding the tuition fees. If you'd just be able to maybe go over that again, maybe some people joined late and missed it.
Okay, well, we have a standard tuition fee for the master's programme, which you'll see there, £16,868. That is adjusted depending on any scholarships or discounts that we're able to offer. Now, the main discount we're able to offer would be the early payment discount or the alumni discount, so 5 and 10% respectively. As far as the scholarships are concerned, the two ones that will be most relevant to the January intake, the executive scholarship, which is a 15%, and that's a standard grant given to anyone who is offered a place on the programme in the January intake. And we automatically deduct that from the fees when we make you the offer. So we would send you a payment plan which would already include that discount. The other one would be the 20% regional scholarship, which is available to any student resident in an African country or any student resident in the UK. And again, that will be automatically granted and deducted on the payment plan.
Perfect, thank you. We did have a question regarding the scholarships as well and how they can be a part of that. So we do hope that answers your question. And if you would like more information, then please do get in touch with our admissions team and they'd be happy to help further. Next question. I'll come back to you, Aref. What kind of real-world case studies or legal simulations are included in the international business law curriculum?
So essentially, if you're familiar with the legal field, higher education, one of the most important resources that you rely on is case law. And the case law that we provide are very current, very relevant. The scenario questions that you will be sometimes assessed according to are sometimes very similar to a case law that happened somewhere around the globe. So I would just say that because the program we only started developing this program in January 2023. So everything, all the information that you have in the modules are very relevant and very current. And furthermore, the resources that we rely on for you to read from and for us to develop the modules are very current. So your books usually are 2023 or 2024. Similarly, the journal articles that you are asked to read. We don't just rely on these resources. For instance, sometimes we don't have yet a legal framework that regulates a very current thing like AI and copyright, for instance. This is still being developed as we speak now. We would refer you to parliamentary select committees in different countries around the world where they are discussing and trying to build a framework to regulate these activities. So everything is very current, is very relevant, and it is very practical, I would say.
Thank you. We did have another question along the same lines, someone asking how do students gain exposure to emerging topics like fintech law or international trade regulations, but I suppose you've kind of covered that there. And are those topics that are worked into the curriculum as well?
Yes, definitely. I mean, fintech is more of an international financial law program, but we do touch on it because, for instance, if you when you study international financial crime, you will have to touch on these AI and not AI. I'm sorry, these technological kind of vehicles, emerging vehicles to facilitate payments, whether it's blockchain and fintech and all of these kind of snazzy. Really current methods.
Thank you. And another question, I'll stick with you, Aref. What resources are available to help students build a global professional network during the program?
So there are multiple resources here. So first of all, as if you followed the presentation, I told you that you have a network of how many people the alumni were. I don't want to quote it. So there's a network of 270,000 alumni in 187 countries. You are going to be engaging with your multiple cohorts of students. You're not going to always be with the same students that you join with. So there is the chance to network there. We provide guest lectures as well, where the details of these guest lectures are always shared with you. Last guest lecture that we had was about space law. That was very interactive, and it was really well received by our students. So there will be multiple opportunities. As I said, you will have access to all University of Liverpool initiatives for networking and so on.
Perfect, thank you. And someone else has asked, are students able to access any exclusive legal databases or tools during their studies?
Yes, of course. So you will be expected. We don't actually encourage you to use Google at whatsoever in your academic essays and problem questions. You will be asked to rely on strictly on special legal databases such as LexisNexis, such as Westlaw, and you will obviously have access to these things. So there will be a chance for you to. To see how to access these databases in your induction module, and obviously your lectures, especially in the first two modules, will be encouraging you to do so, showing you how to do it as well. We encourage students as well to attain 2 certificates that Westlaw offers, that you can actually, there are courses that you can join for free. So this is always covered there. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. I'll come over to you now, Brian. Someone's asked, does this program accept undergraduate, well, I assume people, students who hold an undergraduate degree. So kind of what's the admission route, academic-wise?
No problem. We're looking for people to have a second-class honours degree in UK terms or the international equivalent. We can accept people who have an appropriate level of work experience who don't meet the standard academic requirement. It's not an undergraduate program as such, if that's what you're meaning. I see that, Daniel, you've asked a similar question below. It is not a qualifying law degree. It is a postgraduate degree to further the knowledge of people who need that legal knowledge, as Arif touched on earlier. So it won't qualify you as a solicitor, and it is not a Bachelor of Law.
Perfect, thank you. I hope that's answered their question. Coming back to you, Aref, are there any internship or mentorship opportunities integrated into the program?
Not integrated into the program, but as I said, once again, as a student of the University of Liverpool, you will have access to all their initiatives and programs in that respect.
Perfect, thank you. And someone's asked regarding opportunities to collaborate on research projects with faculty or peers, but I suppose that's already been answered in regards to the network of the university and everything like that. And the final question that we've got here is, how does the university support students transitioning into legal consultancy or advisory roles?
So we don't per se specifically do that. However, we believe that the knowledge and the skills that we provide in this program puts you in a very favorable position to be selected for such roles and excel actually in these roles.
Perfect, thank you. And someone else has asked, are there opportunities to participate in international moot court competitions?
I did notice that the university had such an initiative last year, and yeah, when the university does have one of these projects, you'll be it will be available to you to apply to.
Perfect, thank you. Sorry, there's been some more questions coming. How does the university foster connections with law firms or corporate partners for career advancement?
So, because our student population is international, it is not quite simple to go and say, well, this is a legal firm, and these are the contacts there. However, I do believe that the university does have a fair that it holds every year, twice every year, that you'll be welcome to attend as well. I'm not sure they are held online, but you will be you are offered the chance to go to them face to face.
Perfect, thank you. And last question we've got here is, what is this university's recommendation status? I'm not sure if that means kind of what either accreditations or certifications that is held here or something else, but covered earlier regarding the TEF framework and things like that. And there's more information on the website as well, in our About Us section, to find out why you should study with us and what we can offer for you in terms of your study journey with the University of Liverpool's online programs. But yeah, that's it for the questions. If I can pass back over to you, Carolina.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much also for managing the Q&A sessions perfectly. And of course, I would like to thank all the participants that have been connected with us today. I just shared in the chat the link to download and maybe also share on your social media channels the certificate of attendance for this free masterclass. Of course, in the next few days, you will receive an email with the recording of this webinar, so you can take a look at it again and take all the information that you need, and also some contacts from the university. So if you have any other questions, you can just write and they will be there for you. I would also like to thank all the panelists for being with us today and for the really interesting debate. So thank you so much. And of course, I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by Docsity. Thank you. Have a nice rest of the day.